How did the pretty girl from your high school turn out? Absolutely gorgeous and a yoga instructor. Actually turned out really well. At least professionally. She is a doctor with a very strong reputation as a specialist in her field. No idea what her personal life is like. She's a modestly successful Instagram model. She graduated 3 years ago and I give her 3 more years before she marries a rich guy. Good for her. But I finally unfollowed her because I got sick of her promoting detox teas. We were both in different schools, but worked together. I was a little older than her. I played a stupid prank on her at work that involved binoculars and ink on the eyepieces. She's now an actor. Hollywood. Didn't even know, because I hadn't seen her in over 12 years. Watched a movie. Found the lead female unbelievably gorgeous. Googled her. Saw her name. Made the connection. Then proceeded to not sleep for the next 2 nights. Edit. Adding the below. Just to a little context. She was an absolutely great person. She was gorgeous. And she knew it. But never acted like it. Friendly. Likeable. Good human. Got married at 19 and had 5 kids because she was Mormon. Got divorced. Quit the church. Is now a hot atheist with 5 Mormon kids. Only know this second hand from my high school reunion, so I really can't say more. She became a successful and pretty well respected engineer. Everyone expected she was going to be some sort of housewife. They were wrong. All the pretty girls at my high school turned out to be assholes. One even decided that it would be a good idea to steal my glasses. I told them they costed $400 and they didn't give them back, so I told the teacher, and for the rest of that lesson the teacher had my glasses on his desk because he wasn't sure whose they were, even though he saw me wear them every day. And I got in trouble for not doing my work, even though I could not see shit without them, and worst of all, the teacher eventually remembered that they were mine, and this was after what we were being graded on. Oof, she dropped out last year. We used to be best friends. Now she's just a loser that parties too much. She's still pretty. She just lost touch with herself. I hope she goes back to how she was. Genuinely nice person. Just in her 2013 Miley stage 4 years too early. She has went from sleeping with anything that moves to being a very respected doctor with 2 kids and a great husband. They are living a normal life, but not even beyond their means. She's also learned to not be a cunt to people and respects who they are now and is super friendly, even towards me. Became a surgeon. Still beautiful. Still really nice. I mean, it's ridiculous. She became a fitness model. She married Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. She wasn't mean girl in school, just impossibly gorgeous and no awkward phase from middle through high. Lauren Parsekian. All boy Catholic high school. Only a spectator here. She unfriended me on Facebook after she found out I like women, and now she's dating a guy who looks like he was a wacky inflatable tube man in a previous life. She's why I have issues with hot blondes. Studied astrophysics under Hawking. Joined a startup which blew up and made her insanely wealthy. Is going to Harvard to get a climatology PhD to give back to the world. She is currently my wife. She's my next door neighbor actually. She's a nurse. She was never the mean kind of pretty girl. She is still a 15 on the 10 scale. She has a pretty good job and an enjoyable life. She got divorced, joined a cult, and looks super old. She was a snob for a bit, but now she is an awesome person who lives where she always wanted and co-owns an awesome fish restaurant, fish supply places, and they catch and gut fish and sell them on site. We are friends now and she's great. She turned out to be a really well-rounded person. All I know is that she travels a lot and drinks a lot now. I believe she dropped out of college due to the workload and has just partied with daddy's money since. She's a total goth now. I just checked up on her because of this, lol. Seems she is a massage therapist with her own side business selling weight loss shakes. Married with 1 kid. Good for her. She's still pretty. Got 16,600 followers on Reddit. Graduated on the dean's list from Clemson. And now is a nursing student at UNC. She and I have been friends since kindergarten. These days she's living in Colorado and has a successful career as an architect. We still text each other about random stuff. Lately she's been telling me about her attempt to watch through every episode of all the Star Trek series. I've been a huge Trekkie pretty much my entire life. She's still gorgeous. Although she looks older than her age, she ended up getting a decent job in a field she didn't study in, IT. She was an art student as a result of some family connections. However, she's extremely socially awkward, standoffish in a passive-aggressive way and has very few friends. Although she seems to be happy being as introverted as she is, she still often complains about single and comes across as bitter about her social situation. What is the funniest thing you overheard from another player's mic while playing a game online? I was playing I think COD or something, and I hear this kid go, "Mom, did you see that? I sniped him." And the mom goes, "That's great. Did you put lotion on your ashy ass elbows?" One time after beating a kid at a match on Counter-Strike, he kept yelling 1v1 me noob and hurling other insults at me. The kid was definitely only 11 to 12 years old. Anyways, I added him so we could 1v1, and while sitting in the pre-game lobby I heard his mother come in and start yelling at him to go to bed. He refused to turn off the PC. Then I heard his mother walk towards the PC and turn it off. He was immediately disconnected. I was laughing so hard the whole time. I heard an adult get mad at his mom for putting the wrong cheese on his sandwich. I was playing Rocket League and some guy told me he was going to take a bath with my dad. I've never laughed so hard. A guy in my Overwatch party was taking barn rips all night, claiming it made him play better. We had pushed the payload almost to the end on our turn, but we were losing ground extremely fast. They pushed us to the second checkpoint on Gibraltar, when the guy says hold up, and goes completely AFK in spawn. From the mech we hear the loudest, most drawn out barn rip that I have ever heard in my life. Shit dead, it lasted like 90 seconds. He came back and proceeded to frag out hard on medieval characters and basically held the enemy team in spawn the rest of the game. After that we went on one of those night-long winning streaks and I finally hit diamond. I never found Weed Seagull again, but I couldn't have done it without him. I was playing a quick play game of Overwatch and there was some kid getting yelled at by his mom that dinner was ready. It was a shouting match of her telling him to get off the game and him telling her he'd only be a minute. Then he full on screamed at her and disconnected. This was followed by one guy on mic who had been silent the entire game, bursting out laughing. "Charlie, don't you dare chew the fucking cable. Don't you dare. Stop, stop, stop. Spit the fucking cable out, Charles Zapkrustbrusj." I think what I presume to be the cat didn't let go of the cable. Overheard a mom shout from a teammate's audio, "Mom, we are going out to get breakfast." Kid, "No, I'm in the middle of a game." "Mom, we are going to McDonald's." Awesome. Kid 69 left the game. This guy's girlfriend asked him if she should order him pizza. He said, "Do I fucking look Italian to you?" I was once playing NHL with a couple friends. Our randomly filled teammate was probably about a 14 or 15-year-old kid. We then hear an older woman's voice, presumably his mother, in the thickest Boston accent I've ever heard. "Wash ya fucking hands, Teddy. 2 pumps of soap. Don't break the fucking container." My husband goes around singing, "You have food. You have water. What the fuck is your problem?" Our goofy Maine Coon kitty is a complete chowhound, but loves when my husband sings to him. So when my husband sings this, the kitty chimes in with him. Well, one night I'm doing a WoW raid, and I was explaining a strat when my husband starts singing this in the kitchen. He was loud enough that everyone on the mic heard it and burst out laughing. Shortly after that, someone asked the mage to drop a table and a feast, so he responded by saying, "You have food and water. WTF is your problem?" Which lead to everyone bursting out in laughter again. I was trash talking this team on Black Ops 2 back in the day. I said, "You live in your mom's basement," and my mom walked into my room at that very moment and said, "You will too if you don't get those grades up." I was 14. On a TF2 server close to when Fallout 4 was gonna be released, some guy had a tabletop record player and some original records that had some of the songs from Fallout on them. And while he was playing Atom Bomb Baby for the millionth time, he knocked the record player off his desk and everyone in the server heard it basically explode on the poor man's floor. He sounded like he was gonna cry afterwards. I was playing COD and a player was helping his son with his homework. He was having a hard time explaining why multiplying by 0 equals 0, so I plugged in my mic and told the guy how to explain it simply. It was like Zoran Odi Bergerac. I'd say a sentence to the guy in his headset and he'd parrot it to the kid. I also love when I hear people talk to what I assume are their pets on mic. So not overheard, but I remember an incident about myself. When I was 12 I got to raid ZG in World of Warcraft for the first time with my guild. It was also the first time I used Ventrilo/TS and didn't know about the push to talk mechanics, so my mic was on the whole time. My mom asked me from downstairs what I wanted on my sandwich, so I yelled back really loud, "Leverpast with mayonnaise and cucumber," in Norwegian, and oh my god, I scared the shit out of my guilders. Some other Norwegian guy in the guild could not stop laughing for the whole raid.